is going on, Knicks fans? Welcome back to Knicks Media. My name is Richie, and I want to talk about OG Anunoby and why he is the New York Knicks X-Factor for this upcoming 2024-2025 NBA season for our New York Knicks. This show is being powered by BetUS. We'll hear about them in just a few moments. But Knicks fans, I just want to remind everybody who OG Anunoby is and the biggest takeaway I had from his ability to come to this Knicks team in the middle of the season last year and his impact on this franchise of winning right away. And out of all the offseason moves that the Knicks made, I really strongly believe re-signing OG Anunoby and for him to get that contract, which is the largest contract in Knicks history, is a huge, huge deal for the Knicks' success. Yes, the Knicks traded for Bridges, which kind of takes this Knicks team over the top and adds another piece to this team that we're really excited about. But I'm here to tell you guys, OG Anunoby is one of the most important pieces of this Knicks team. You talk about the captain of Jalen Brunson. Of course, he's the head of the snake. He's the MVP. He is the face of the franchise, all right? But OG brings something different. He brings a winning mindset and a winning culture here, and it is really phenomenal to see what he did last season in such a limited sample size, and I'm excited to have OG back at full strength, and he needs to stay healthy. Of course, we all know that, but I just want to remind you guys something about OG because I think some Knicks fans maybe forgot. I'm just here to refresh your memory before the New York Knicks season begins in like a month from now, which is really, really exciting. So, folks, don't forget to hit the like button on your way into this video and subscribe to Knicks Media. I cannot wait for this Knicks season to begin. I'm itching for Knicks basketball. I was at the Roommate Show, the Block Party podcast over the weekend in Central Park. It was awesome to see Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart bring Bridges out there and introduce him as a new Knick and have JB Smoove and Marbury, and it was a lot of fun. If you guys were there, let me know in the comments. It was a lot of fun being there. But let's talk about OG. All right, because there's one stat that is just ridiculous that I think us Knicks fans just need to realize is just off the charts. The Knicks were 20-3 when OG was on the court. Can you guys fathom that real quick? 20-3. We lost 3 games with OG on the court. Not to mention, the New York Knicks were up 2-0 against the Pacers with OG when he tore his hamstring or ruptured whatever he did with his hamstring, strained it, pulled it. The Knicks went out there and lost against the Pacers in 7 games. I'm here to tell you guys, if OG did not hurt his hamstring in that game against the Pacers, the New York Knicks would have won that series, and I'm very confident in that. Let's also not forget what OG did in that game where he got hurt. He put up 26 or 28 points in the first 3.5 quarters, and then that was his offensive breakout. We know the defensive ability and his 3-and-D, his ability to spot up from downtown, but he went off in that game from an offensive standpoint, putting the ball on the floor, being able to hit mid-range shots, attacking the paint, and, of course, hitting step-back, ridiculous jump shots from beyond the arc. And his impact of this Knicks team from a winning standpoint is so admirable because it's so rare to see an in-season trade like what the Knicks did with OG work the way it worked. Now, you got to tip your cap to Leon Rose because this is not the only offseason addition that he made in his tenure here with the Knicks to kind of prove to be elite, right? Remember, when the Knicks first traded for Josh Hart, he came in the building and the Knicks won 9 in a row. Like, it's just, for whatever reason, Leon Rose knows the perfect pieces the Knicks need in the middle of the season. And it's exciting that we're going to see the first full season with OG Anunoby on this Knicks team. He has a full offseason program with us. He's going to be in training camp with the Knicks, going to have a preseason with us. And the chemistry with OG in this squad was off the charts immediately. And that's really a big thing that I also wanted to mention is the chemistry, what he brings to this table, and his impact on winning right away really translates. It really impacts this Knicks team. Now, the biggest issue with OG is simply staying healthy, right? When he was not on the court, we did not look as dominant as we did when he was on the court. And that's why Knicks fans' aspirations for the season should be absolutely sky high, like ridiculously sky high. Now, if you look at his odds on BetUS Sportsbook to win Defensive Player of the Year, it's at plus 3,000. That's really ridiculous odds. So if you put like $10 on this, you win $300, or if you put $100 on this, you win $3,000. So, got to give a big shout out to BetUS Sportsbook, the official sportsbook sponsor of Knicks Media. All you guys got to do to sign up is use the promo code YouTube150, and you'll get a 150% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, all the way up to $2,000. The #1 online sportsbook. Big time shout out to BetUS for powering Knicks Media. They got a lot of interesting future bets for the New York Knicks as well. But in this one, I wanted to highlight OG Anunoby Anunoby as the odds for him to win Defensive Player of the Year at plus 3,000. So Knicks fans, let me know in the chat right now, in the comment section, is there a chance that OG can win the Defensive Player of the Year? Does he have a chance to win it? I mean, the value is ridiculous at plus 3,000, and I think that his defensive ability, the only thing that holds him back of being in the conversation is health, right? He was not able to stay fully healthy in Toronto, and last year with the Knicks, he was not able to stay fully healthy with his elbow, and then, of course, his hamstring. But if he could play like 70, 75 games, I guarantee you OG's going to be in the conversation because his defensive ability is ridiculous. He can guard 1 through 5, all right? And not to mention, he's got a running mate for Defensive Player of the Year candidate in Bridges. Now, I know it's hard for wings to usually win that award. It's usually centers and big man like Rudy Gobert is a guy that always is in the running. But I feel like OG Anunoby has a chance here to do something special for this Knicks team. And the fact that they brought in Bridges, I have to highlight that again. Usually you need to have one elite wing defensively, but the Knicks have 2. And then you add in Josh Hart, the defense that he brings with the rebounding, and the blockness monster Mitchell Robinson down low. Like, I made a whole video on this channel a few weeks ago about my full expectations for the New York Knicks defensively, and I think they're going to be ridiculous from a defensive standpoint. We've seen Tom Thibodeau have this team on a string from a defensive standpoint. Everybody communicating, being on the same page, dominating the glass, and just getting in transition, and that's what this Knicks team is all about. My big question I have for you guys is, will we see a different version of OG this season? Will he become more of an offensive juggernaut? Because I do think he has an ability to unlock his game. Now, the cool thing about this team for the Knicks is there's a lot of mouths to feed. Jalen Brunson will lead the way offensively. Julius Randle is still here. He'll probably be the second leading scorer next to Brunson. But then we have Bridges, who can put up 20 a game. You have OG, who can get you 15 a game. You know, I'll probably put him more in the 17 a game. I think there's some times where he may have a 25-plus night, maybe even a 30-plus night. I mean, that's the dangerous part about this team. Not to mention the microwave coming in off the bench now in Big Ragu, Dante DiVincenzo, who can get scorching hot and give you 5+ threes. Not every game, of course, but here and there. So the Knicks have firepower. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is because the Knicks are 20-3 with OG playing. That stat is ridiculous. If he can stay healthy, I guarantee you this Knicks team is going to be a top seed in the East. They're the second seed last year, and I'm expecting them to be at least in the top 3 seeding with the Boston Celtics, the Sixers, maybe the Bucks are up there. We shall see. I know some people are counting out the Bucks. They forgot about them. I'm not forgetting about them. There's obviously other teams like the Magic, the Cavaliers, the Miami Heat. I mean, the list goes on and on and on about the East. But I like the Knicks' chances to come out of the East this year. Do you? Let me know in the comments. So I have OG as my X-Factor this season. If you guys have another player on this Knicks team that you feel like is more of an X-Factor, that you feel like he is very important to the Knicks' success. And obviously, Jalen Brunson, you can say, is an X-Factor, but that's just like a cop-out. Like, he's the captain. He's a leader. He's the face of the franchise. I'm talking about one of the players on this Knicks team that you feel like impacts winning in a unique way. My answer is OG Anunoby. Let me know who yours is down below in the comments section. Got to give another shout-out to BetUS for powering today's show. Don't forget to use the promo code YouTube150 to sign up today for a 150% bonus on your first redeposit, folks. Up to $2,000. Shout out to you guys watching. Hit the like button. And let's go, Knicks. Knicks season is right around the corner, and I cannot wait. Peace out, folks. Let's go.